Hey everyone, and welcome back to Spill the Tea with Damen B and GG. Woo woo!
Hi. Hi,
We're
everyone.
back, episode 3, and today we're going to be talking about
What?
patience. I'm fanning myself. I got my fan out because my AC unit was running, but it's too loud to
Oh,
be
okay.
recording a podcast. So then I got
Right.
out the good old clickety clack fan.
Nice.
Um, I like to call it my gay fan because I got it during gay pride or whatever.
And you're gay.
Um, That too.
Mm.
Everything I own is gay, so
Well, I'm
um,
feeling a little hungover because it's a long weekend and we've been up to no good.
so you have no patience.
Zero.
Okay, well, let's talk.
Zero.
So I'm a person who does usually have little patience, and that's something I'm working on.
Mm.
But I start to boil, like physically boil, like the water or my blood just boils. Like I can feel it in my shoulders and my head and the back of my neck. Like I'm like, holy fuck! Like I'm very
Mhm.
impatient. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And is there
Oh, everything.
Oh,
Everything. I could
okay.
be trying to, get my keys in the door and I'm like, "Holy fuck."
Okay. Well, um I I don't know. People say I have a lot of patience. I think I have less as I get older. And I think that's just the norm. I went to the doctor not long ago and I said, I seem to be much more short with people than I used to be, and he said, "Well, welcome to old age." So so I guess that is a part of it, is that you just don't have time for people's bullshit. And you tell someone something one time or two times, but when it comes around five times, then to
Oh,
me,
yeah.
like, I can't handle that. And recently I was tasked with training someone, and I thought, well, it won't be that bad. It was actually exhausting for me, which 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I don't think it bothered me at all. But it really, really, really stressed me out and taxed me, because I find now that I want to snap. I don't,
Yeah.
but I want to. And over silly little things, like you said, in the training circumstance, you tell someone something and you tell them, and then you tell them one more time, and that's where you want to
Yeah.
snap. And like my job, it does have a lot of moving parts, and it is difficult. And I have to keep reminding myself that, you got to calm down. You got to, so yeah, patience is slowly ebbing away from me, which is odd, I think.
Yeah. So, I want to frame it just in case, people hear it. So I started a job. I won't say which one. And I was given someone who's a little older. And I
Hmm.
told them in the interview, I ask a lot of questions because this is a more complex job with a lot of moving pieces. And they said, "Oh, yeah, asking questions is great. Like, we'd rather you ask 5 times than, do it the wrong way."
Right.
And I
Right.
said, "Perfect." So I think I asked a question, and the person was getting short with me. Now, that person
Oh,
is
okay.
on the older side, which
Hmm.
I'm like, what ageism? Like,
Yeah,
I think.
and maybe that's the case with this person, is that maybe just like me, they just sort of lose, like, it's supposed to be okay for someone to
Yeah,
ask and ask and ask, but at some point, you just go, "Oh, okay, enough.
yeah.
Um,
It's
enough,
like
enough asking."
I get you've been I get you've been doing this for 50 years. However,
Yeah.
I'm brand new to the game,
Right,
so
right. Yeah, and you
sorry.
have to remind yourself, like, for me, I had to remind myself, not only in just asking questions, but also when you're learning something absolutely new to
Yeah.
you, totally new, and coming into a job or a place where, maybe even in your circumstance, um, you don't really know medical terminology so
Mhm.
much, right? So you're reading something and going, well, what are they talking about? I don't even know. And so when I was training this person, that sort of came up because her background was not in medicine.
Yeah.
And so she comes into this very, very brand new. Now, I've been doing like transcriptions, for I think we're at 25 years with all of it. And so I understand all the terminology or most of it. I get where they're going with it. When because the doctors do have a completely different language, and they like to have that so that when they're in the room and they're discussing something about you, you have no idea what they're talking about, right? So that's why they do it. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, so you have to remember, I guess, and it's a good thing to step back and try and put yourself in someone else's shoes,
Yeah.
um, and that can give you a little patience.
So the reason why I wanted to talk about patience today was this morning I did a mobile order to the Tim Hortons near me because I just wanted an iced coffee. I wanted to go on a nice walk this morning. And so I go to the Tim Hortons. There was a line, but you just go up to the counter and just say, "Hi, I'm here to pick up a mobile order."
Mm,
Because you don't have to wait in line because you
I
already,
see.
whatever, right?
Mhm,
And it was one girl behind the counter doing everything. I felt so bad for her because I've been in that position of
mhm,
working as customer
mhm.
service in a restaurant and you being the only person, there's so many people.
Right.
So I go up and it's been about like 10 minutes since I ordered, so they should have it ready. It's just a nice coffee and I got an apple fritter. So I go up and she goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It's been so busy. I'll make it right now." I said, "No worries. Like, no worries." I said it twice, and then I was also on the phone. I'm like, I don't know why I said that twice.
Mm,
So then I so I was waiting for it, and she gave it to me, and the color already looked wrong. So then I started to walk away and took a sip, and I said, "Oh, this was made with cream, not milk." For
oh,
some
okay.
reason, I don't like cream at
Uh,
all. But
yeah.
in the things you can like it'll say like to them like
Uh-huh.
specified with milk, not cream. So then I was told myself I'm like, don't go back. She's so overwhelmed already. Don't go back. Like you're gonna ruin her day. But I was like, this tastes
Yeah,
disgusting.
you just can't drink it, right? Yeah.
So I go back and she sees me. I'm like, "Hey, I'm so sorry." I was like, "But it was supposed to be made with milk." And she goes, "I am so sorry." And she was like, "It's just
Oh.
so hectic." I'm like, "It's okay." I was like, "Do you just mind making it with milk?" And she's like, "Yes, I'll do it right now." Everyone in line looked so annoyed. I'm like, "Sorry." It's like- but I was like, it just tastes different. Plus, it adds like 80 extra calories.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of calories too.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, and I'm getting an apple fritter, so you gotta have balance.
Mhm,
So,
mhm,
anyways, everyone was, the snappy people who were like,
mhm.
she had some of those, and I felt so bad. I'm like, I don't want to get involved. I'm having a great morning, but I want to turn to them and be like, cut her some slack. But
Yeah, and so they were being impatient in
yeah,
a sense,
yeah.
right?
But I've also been that person where I'm like, let's go. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
so maybe if you were the one in line, you
Well,
might have been the impatient one.
Oh, 100%. I'm always that person. And then when I see the mobile order people go up to the counter while I'm waiting in line, I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then I'm like,
Ah.
so now I mobile order so I don't have that problem because guess what, honey? I got places to be.
Places to go and people to see. Well, I think oh my god. I think that we all need to take a lesson in patience, in understanding and
Yes.
slow down a little bit. And I think there's a big difference between country and city people.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
do. And even province to province. It's an interesting thing when we moved here to the East Coast. It's amazing. Okay, first of all, no police. There's hardly any police anywhere, okay? Which you think, great. But everybody drives the speed limit or under. So your patience for that is really, really small, especially if you want to go somewhere. I've learned now after 4 years to actually take the extra time because you absolutely know that you're going to get behind someone who's doing less than
Yeah.
the speed limit. So I find that is really, really surprising, and I feel like it's more of a country thing than a city thing, and so you need to not come from the city to the country and be all impatient because that's not gonna work for you.
Well, also, you live in Nova Scotia, and the reason why things move slower out there is obviously because of the time difference. Just-
I'm
that
just
was
gonna
stupid.
I'm gonna I don't know if I should acknowledge that or just act like that didn't even happen.
I don't know,
Should
I find
we
myself
bleep
so
that
funny.
out? No, it is a little bit slower way of life, and I do
Right.
find sometimes that I do get impatient with people driving,
Yep.
and I have to remember that I'm kind of it's like, moving into, the forest. Well, I'm moved into their home, and they've been
Oh,
doing
right.
it this way for a long, long time. And so I try to go with the flow and just give myself some extra time. And it's surprising how quickly you actually acclimate to um, their way. When you finally, it's just like,
Yep.
oh, well, if I don't make it on time, I don't make it on time. Well, I think everybody kind of feels the same way. But it's amazing, on the other hand, how many people don't speed. Like, I'm flying down the highway at 200,
Yeah, you're
and
fucking nuts.
and and they're and they're just slowly going. It's amazing to me. And there's no fleas.
So, it's not something to admit on camera. um,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Well, they'll have to
Well,
wait a
wait.
long time. I hardly ever leave the house, so they'll be waiting a long time at the end of my
You're like,
driveway.
once a month, I do 200
Mm,
on the highway. Is that such a crime?
yeah, and I'm not gonna tell you what what day that is.
um, so where or when do you think you've been the most impatient in your life?
I don't really know. I can't really answer that specifically. Um, Probably in my work, would
Mm.
be generally you get impatient with things. I get impatient definitely with like the computer now as I get older, and I
Yeah.
don't know how anything works. And now what I get impatient with and irritated with is I feel like why fix it if it's not broken? So
Yeah. The
we're in
wheel.
a
Why fix
yeah,
it?
right. And we're in a situation right now in almost I think every place that I work with, they're switching to these new systems. And I'm like, the old system was great. It worked great. Why do we gotta
Right.
completely like brand new? And for us old fogies, that is not easy. And I can see a lot of impatience coming up.
Oh
A
yeah.
lot.
And that's why I believe in ageism, and we should get rid of older people.
Yeah, we said that before in a podcast. We should all be allowed to retire. I'm 54, so I say 55,
Yeah.
right?
Well, you're getting there. Your mental
Yeah.
capacity is lowering. You have little patience. Your doctor said it, so
Yeah.
let's be
He said,
true.
this is how it is now. Like, it's not even he didn't even try to say, "Well, should we look at, like, any type of mental" No, no, he goes, "No,
You're just
that's the way it
old.
is. You're just getting old."
You're old. You're rotting.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
clock's ticking. Get to
Yeah.
it, hunty.
What is this with the fan?
I don't. It
Changes
changes
your
me to a different
personality.
person. Okay. I'm just kidding. Okay, so for me, I'm
Mhm.
most impatient. So this is no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. But
Oh.
when I'm getting my passport done, so dealing with government people and insurance people, holy fuck. Like,
Mm.
I know why
Mhm.
people snap and start punching people and threatening people because I have mentally snapped both times. Once at the passport office and once on the phone to insurance people because okay, passport people, they'll say two different things. It can be two different people. I was told, "Oh, your health card's expired. This isn't like a valid form of identification. Go to Ontario, what's that? Service
Yeah,
Ontario.
yeah. Mhm,
Get that taken care of. They'll write you a note, come back, we'll process it.
mhm,
Came back, got a different lady this time, who was 2 booths away, showed her like all my information. She goes, "Oh, yeah, the picture for your passport photo is a little too white or something in the background.
mm,
Too
mhm,
yeah." And I said, "No, no, 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 no." I was like 2 ladies down, said I was perfectly fine to go. I said, "I want that lady," you know? I was there
mhm.
for like 6 hours at that place. I was ready to mentally snap. Well, I did mentally snap because then I started yelling.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah, I did. I was like, "I'm
Yikes.
so fucking sick and tired." I was like, "You know where I got that picture taken for my fucking, little passport photo? The downstairs of the passport place." So I said, "Maybe you should pick up the phone and tell them they're doing a shit job down there." Yeah.
You
So
think? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So there's that. And then just the insurance, when they'll try to find any excuse not to cover something.
Mhm.
Um,
Now, I
yeah,
have to say with insurance, and that includes car, house, um, any type of insurance, I will not deal with them. I I deal with everything in our life, like in my husband and my life, right? I pay
yeah.
all the bills. I do all the banking. I know what's coming in. I know what's going out. The one thing that I said to him that he must look after is insurance, because I cannot get on the phone with them and talk to them, and every time I do, I seem to get the person who, wants to come and do a home inspection and tells me that I have to, cover a painted wall, like something really, really dumb.
Yeah.
Yet when my husband deals with them, it's, "Yeah, sure, no problem, we'll cover you, no big deal." Like, no issue whatsoever. So I have relegated all insurance, to him except for coverage. And interestingly, I am dealing with an issue with Ozempic.
Your diabetes drug, correct?
It is, but I don't take it.
Oh, okay.
Grandpa takes it. So I can't take it because it doesn't work for me and I wouldn't even be covered because I'm on insulin. So he isn't. He's a type 2 diabetic and he's just on medication. And he, up until 2 or 3 months ago, was covered by his insurance from his previous job.
Yep.
One day, they just decided he no longer was going to be covered. So I had to get him very quickly from his coverage to my coverage.
Yeah.
In doing that, they have, and he's been off this now since the beginning of April, I think. He's been off the Ozempic because they won't cover it without a doctor, all this stuff from the doctor. We got all the stuff from the doctor, sent it in. Somehow they didn't receive it. Like, it was faxed in and they didn't receive it. So then he
No,
had to go
they
back
did.
to the doctor. Oh, I know, because he
Okay,
went back to
100%
the
did.
doctor and the lady turned her computer around to him and said, "I am faxing it back to the exact same number. I'm showing you right now. It's going through, and there it's sent." Oh, that somehow they got it that time.
Magically. Oh, it's
Yeah.
fucking magic. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah,
because
exactly.
like, exact
So
same things
then, so
happen.
we have it all in there,
Yep.
everything's done. We get a call from the, insurance. We've sent it on to the nurses who are deciding whether his doctor was right in prescribing it to him. So a nurse is deciding what a doctor
What
should
his
do,
doctor
has
should yeah.
prescribed, right?
Yep.
And in the meantime, he's not on any medication for his diabetes. So his blood sugar is now topping out at 15. He was perfectly all day, every day at 6. No matter what he ate, no matter what he did, he was at 6, which is the perfect number. This
Yep.
Ozempic did that for him. Now he's topping out at 15 some days, and organ damage begins at 10, and he's running on 15. He has it's not like we have a pharmacy here that he can go and pick out another medication while he's waiting. He's not on anything. So I said that to him, that then I got impatient,
Yeah.
and I said,
Yeah.
"You know what? We've been doing this for 2 months. Like, this is insane." So then they just sent me on Friday another thing. Well, we have to get more information. So we
It's
had to
always
send
more,
what
more, more.
information? He's a type 2 diabetic. Ozempic works, and that's that. So I don't get what the more information is. Yeah.
So I had the same situation, and it was also for Ozempic, but mine was for my weight loss.
Mhm.
And, it all of a sudden wasn't covered anymore. And then they said I need to get, it's called a prior authorization form filled out by my doctor.
Right,
Um,
and that's what
what,
we had to do. Mhm.
well, did yours cost you $100? Because it cost me $100 for my doctor to fill
No.
it out.
No.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure, like, that's what I hated. It cost me $100 for my doctor to fill it out. He said, Damon's morbidly obese. He should be on this medication. He has sleep apnea, whatever. And he was like, this, we'll get them to cover it because it has in the past or whatever. And they declined it or whatever, denied it. So then, I had to call, talk to people, and then more information. And then it's
Mhm.
like I had to go back to the doctor who was going to charge me another $100. And
Mhm.
I'm like, why is this costing me money just to get this figured out? Anywho, insurance company didn't end up covering it whatsoever. Um, so
Which
that
they
really
should,
sucks.
and I'll tell you why. Having worked in the medical field, obesity is literally kills people, and it does it in many different ways, and it causes many, many, many health problems. And so I don't understand why when they have a drug that will help people lose weight quickly, for morbidly obese people especially, why they don't take advantage of that, because it is costing us more to have obese people than it would be to cover your drug for you once a week. It is
Well, which
costing the healthcare system millions of dollars on obese people. And it just is what it is. I mean, when you're obese, you have high blood pressure, you have all kinds of issues with swelling in your legs and your heart, and
oh, my
all
feet,
kinds of problems. Your
my
feet,
feet, my feet's
mhm,
the worst for swelling.
your
But
knees.
what I found was the only thing I really need help with, because I've been exercising and I've been eating healthy. So I've maintained the weight loss that I have had. I lost 50 pounds. However, I did go back up 15, I think, right after I stopped
You
taking
stopped
it.
it, yeah,
And now I'm back down. So I'm 10 pounds heavier than my lowest weight I was on Ozempic. And I'm just
right.
around that range. The hardest part for me now is it's the meals that I've been eating. I eat lots of vegetables and protein. I still feel hungry though. And that's the thing. The Ozempic curved my cravings, and it
That
curved like
hunger, yeah,
the hunger. So that's the only thing. It's like I slightly go above my daily caloric like intake
mhm,
of what I'm supposed to lose weight, because I just keep
yeah,
eating.
yeah, you're
And
still
it's like,
hungry.
and
Yeah,
it is really hard too, because I don't eat vegetables all day long, but for lunch and supper, I do have where you're supposed to have two-thirds of your plate vegetables, or half at
mhm,
least. So
mhm,
that's what I do. Then one quarter protein, and then one quarter like rice or
right,
something,
carbs, yeah, mhm.
And it's just so freaking hard because that Ozempic, let me tell you, it was like the best thing ever just because I
Right,
was
and
eating normal
for your
portions.
grandpa, he did not lose weight on it. He wasn't taking it to lose weight, and well, he might have lost. I think he might have lost 10 pounds or something, or 15, but it wasn't an extreme amount of weight.
Hmm.
So they can't argue that he's using it to lose weight. He was using it for his diabetes, and at the dose that was causing his diabetes to be under control. And now he's completely out of control, not on any medication, and I keep saying, like, does nobody care? I mean, his heart is being damaged, his kidneys are being damaged, his everything's being damaged in his body every single day now. And they just keep la la la. And I'm getting very impatient.
I feel like they do it on purpose because they know usually people will give up, and
and go
then
and get another prescription of something else. Right.
yeah,
And he just said, "I'm not doing it." So they can, but I mean, to whose detriment? Not theirs.
yeah,
So
no,
his detriment, right?
yeah,
So yeah, we're going through that right now. But then I call up and I'm like, "Yeah, my doctor gives me Botox." And it wasn't covered, right? I'm
yeah.
like, and she's like, "Oh yeah, just send in all the forms and we'll get you right on that. That's no problem." I'm like, "Okay." So
Love that for you.
yeah, yeah. It's not Ozempic, I guess. I don't know what the big deal is. I don't know what the big deal is over Ozempic. What?
I don't know. I was like, it's Botox. It's like-
Well, I'm just saying, like, they were not too upset about me getting, trying to get Botox. But now
yeah.
maybe I'll go through the same thing. I haven't sent the forms in yet, so we'll see.
Well, the insurance lady is like, it's amazing what 40 cc's in each cheek can do for a woman's
Yeah.
complexion.
Oh,
I
yeah, she
totally
felt really bad
understand.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like I was like, "Yeah, well, I had this surgery, and it paralyzed my face." Oh my god. No.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah, and then she's like, "You just send all that information in, we'll get you right on that." And
Yeah,
I'm like,
we'll get that sorted out like that.
"Yeah, but life-saving drugs? No. They
No.
can't figure it out. No, not at all. No."
They said we're overpopulated. But if someone wants to look at, oh,
Mhm.
girl, your Botox?
Exactly,
Ooh.
exactly. Well, although
Yeah.
I saw a girl yesterday on a boat, and I swear to God, she was nowhere over 30 years old, and she's 43, and she uses Botox, and
Well,
I swear to God, she looked less than 30 to me,
damn.
but
And
I woulda went, maybe 30."
you know what? She doesn't gotta wear a life jacket on that boat because I bet you she floats with all that silicone in her face.
Probably, probably, but she looks great.
That's amazing. I have seen botched plastic surgery job, which isn't just Botox. They actually have like implants and stuff all over
Mhm,
themselves.
mhm.
I love.
Think they
Oof,
get a little bit crazy with the
yeah,
lip implants and the cheek bone implants and stuff like that. They start looking really fake,
that's true.
some people.
That's very
If you
true.
watch the housewives of not of Beverly Hills so much, although they do a lot, but that New York, is it
New York,
New Jersey,
New
maybe?
York, New Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't even watch that because of their faces. And I'm not being
Okay,
mean.
Carla.
I'm just saying they look so, so fake to me, like, so
You
fake.
are. You are. For people who's not watching, it's called Shady Queen. That's what's on the fan.
I'm a shady queen.
You're a Shady
Yay!
Queen.
I'm so
Yeah,
happy.
I couldn't even watch the show because their faces were all so full of filler.
You're gonna have to start bringing that fan on every time. It, like, brings out a whole side of you.
Maybe I'm more patient like this. I don't know.
Maybe.
So also I'm impatient walking as well because what I really, really, really hate are slow walkers on the sidewalk, especially when they're in a group of three, a group of four, and they won't move their asses over. And let me tell you something. Gay people walk fast, and it's because they're in their heads. We have like Britney Spears, "Superstar, where you from? How's it
Oh,
going?" We
okay,
walk to that
that's
beat
the face. I see.
constantly, and
Oh,
we're all programmed like that, hands
all of
down.
you?
Because
All of you.
I've never seen a gay person walk slow in my life to this day. So
Well, we should do some type of study on that.
I don't know. I even know a gay person in a wheelchair, and let me tell you, he rolls fast. He's a fast
So
roller.
he's
So
going to that music? Rolling to that music? Yeah.
superstar, where you from?
Okay. Alright, well, we us straight people don't know that, so maybe you gotta get that out there.
Well, honey, move over.
Yeah, because we don't know that that's a thing, an issue. So maybe we should make that an issue.
You know, it's funny. I see memes now. So, you know, on Google Maps, it says, oh, like the driving time, the
Mhm.
bicycle time, the walking time. Well, someone cropped it so it's a gay walking time, which is half the normal
Oh,
time
it's,
of
like,
straight
really a
people.
thing. See, I didn't know that.
Like, if Google
Now, I
Maps
have
says,
probably been meandering somewhere, and a gay
oh,
person behind me probably just going like this.
you know, this is probably what happens. So they do that because you're walking slow. They turn around to see what your face looks like and goes, oh, honey, she really needs that Botox. Oh.
That's awful.
It was a double whammy. You walk
Oh
slow.
my god.
Just I'm just
Wow.
kidding,
I
Grandma.
think I might
I'm
come
just
and
kidding.
take that fan away from you.
I'm putting it down. It's to the side.
Enough. Enough of the fan. I don't know what else I get impatient about. I don't think I actually think I am a very patient person as compared to most people.
I think you are. I really
Yeah,
think so.
so
Or you, yeah.
or I hide it really well, one or
I
the
think
other.
that too. You're really good at hiding probably what you're thinking on the inside.
Yeah. So, but I don't really get that upset. Like truly, I don't. Um, I just don't think about things like most people are always rushing and whatever. And for the most part, I don't like. Um, even if I'm driving, if I get behind someone, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like then I'll just go, okay, it is what it is. So I seem to settle down fairly quickly. I don't
Yeah.
get too stressed out with that kind of stuff, I, and that's why people, when I do, people get very shocked and are like, "What's going on?" Because she's losing it.
So
There have been
grandma
few times when I've lost it.
so grandma used to have a sticker on the back of her Dodge Ram Ford.
Charger,
What was it? Charger.
Challenger,
Charger.
Challenger.
Challenger. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I want a Charger. You got a
yeah. I want
Challenger.
a Charger.
And it said, I crochet because murder is wrong. I thought it was the funniest thing.
Yeah, and I had two crochet hooks through his
Yeah.
skull. Which is probably true too. I do a lot of, that kind of mind-numbing stuff. So it's probably a good way of, you know, soothing.
Yeah.
Probably self-soothing.
See, I want to get a tattoo or something right here, or something on my wrist where I can remember to breathe. I might just get the word breathe because when
Yeah,
I'm very, like, I just need to remember, like, my life's not gonna, I'm not gonna die. The world will still turn just because this
right,
thing is taking longer than what it's supposed to. I'm
right.
fine. But in
Yes.
that moment, I'm like, holy fucking shit. Holy
Yeah,
fuck, you know?
yeah, you're losing it. You just can't, like,
Oh,
even see past the situation.
oh, I
Yeah.
like I want to get in a physical fight. Like
Oh,
that's how I'm
but
like, hold me
I
back.
think genetically you have a little bit of that is not your fault. I think you get that genetically. And I think that's very difficult to deal with because how do you figure that out? Like if it's a genetic imprinted thing in in yourself, how do
Yeah,
you curb that or fix it, you know? Like it would be hard to do. I don't know, like I truly I'm asking the question, like would you
yeah.
go to therapy? Would you go to, like I don't know what would help to do that.
Well, see, I just try to keep.
I can't hear you. Yeah. Yeah, you disappeared for a minute.
Okay, sorry about that, everybody.
That's okay.
Everything just changed. Okay, so I don't know why sometimes, but I'll make snarky remarks if someone's saying something, and I'm just going. I guess it's not even impatient. I'm just like sick of the person talking. I'll be quick witted, and I'll be like, well, I'll say some stuff in the family group chat too.
Mhm. Yes.
Can't
Yes,
say,
you do.
and so it's just an example the other day. this woman I really don't like. I said, I wish she would just step into the sunlight so she could turn to dust because she's such a blood sucking vampire who's so cold that we don't need her existence on this earth.
Oh my god. And do you actually afterwards feel a little bit bad for saying stuff like that?
I would say yes, but then I would be lying.
Oh, okay.
So
So you actually don't.
sometimes I do. When it's
Yeah.
really harsh, like
Yeah.
that comment, obviously she's not a vampire. Do I wish she turned to dust? Yes. But there's other stuff where I do feel bad about some of the things I think.
Mm,
Some people might be surprised
mm.
that I am filtering a lot of the stuff I want to say out because it doesn't sound
I
filtered.
don't know that you filter too much with us, do you?
No, I
No.
don't.
Yeah.
No.
So I think we got you
Well,
pretty raw.
yeah. You
But,
get you get the 95%, yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I don't find you that impatient, but
Oh, good.
maybe because
Thank
you are able to express yourself, maybe it helps, I don't know. But I don't find you as impatient as some of your, other family members.
Well, thank you. I like to say I'm theatrical,
Yeah,
and I show, like, I express, like, when I'm over something, the head will roll,
yeah,
or
yeah,
it's because I get annoyed and I just gotta do something, like, that's the thing. I'm not doing, like, a complete, like,
yeah,
360,
yeah.
but I'm doing that, like, my neck kinda thing, but, it does take a lot, I find, to get the physical reaction from me, because I can
Mhm.
tick on the inside, but I only got about 60 ticks before I start to show it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, that's so interesting to me because I don't have any of that. I don't
See? It's just
like,
no,
I
it's
don't
true.
have, a an awareness maybe of that, or it just doesn't happen that often for me to think about it, like, to figure that out. I don't know, but yeah, um,
Yeah.
I'm
You
a
should see
little
me when
less
I'm drunk.
impatient.
When I'm drunk, I have about 5 ticks.
Is that
So
right?
yeah. I am so like,
Wow.
when I'm drunk or something and something's happened actually, it's not about impatience, I find. It's just like I just let loose. I don't know. It's not impatient because I can wait in a line,
Mhm.
to for the
Mhm.
bar or something. So it's
Mhm.
not like that. But if someone says something stupid, I'm like, what? I'm like, that's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay, so this is amazingly no filter. Okay, this has nothing to do with patience. This part.
Yeah, yeah. Well, patience
Okay.
is a virtue, as they say, so that means,
Yeah.
some people have it and some people don't. And so if you don't have it, I think you some people will, make you make your own life more difficult without it, I think.
Yes, I think
I
so
think that
too. I know.
some situations could be curbed by just having a little patience, and,
Yeah.
um, and I see that often in my life. Where I see a reaction where it's not really necessary, and you could probably, um, you know, catch more. What do they call that with honey than vinegar? More
Oh,
bees
you can
with
catch more flies with honey than vinegar or
right.
something.
So I find that that works better for me, and I see it where it doesn't work so well when you're not like that, and when you are impatient and sort of pushy and whatever, you can make people upset, and then it doesn't go so well for you, right?
Now, let's talk about the other flip side of the coin. I picked back up the fan there, go set it down.
No, you can go ahead. I was just kidding.
Okay.
I was actually getting a kick out of
Okay,
it.
okay. So anywho,
Thank you.
last night I got impatient and I am so happy I did this. So let me describe the scenario.
Okay.
Someone hit me up yesterday on one of my gay apps and asked me if I wanted to go out to drinks at the bar. And
Mhm.
I said, sure, I would love to. Like, we're going to go out for drinks, we're going to dance, we're going to play pool, and we'll see where the night takes us. And he goes, do you want to meet there for 8 p.m.? I said, sure, that sounds great. So at 7 p.m., I messaged him. I said, hey, are you still okay to go for drinks at 8 p.m. He messages me back and said, "Oh, I just got off from a nap. Do you mind if we go out at 8:30?" I said,
Right.
"Yeah, no problem. Just let me know closer to because I need 20 minutes to walk there." Like 20 minutes gay time, mind you. And
So that's like 40 minutes regular time.
yeah, 40 minutes
Okay.
regular time,
Right.
20 minutes gay time. That's
Okay.
why I'm sweating everywhere I show up. So,
Wow. Still blown away
any
that that's a thing.
anyways, 8 o'clock rolls around. Haven't heard from him, so I messaged him. I said, "Hey, are you still wanting to meet up for 8:30?" Didn't hear back until about 8:20, and he was like, "Do you just want to come to my place?"
Mm,
And I was so over it. And I was like, I actually wanted to go out and have a couple drinks and like dance and stuff. So I didn't reply. And then 5 minutes later, he goes, "Or I can meet you at the bar at like 9." And I said,
mm,
I am worth more than this. And this is big improvement for me because sometimes I have really little self worth. And I said,
mm.
"Not tonight."
Wow. You did it.
And I said, I
Did you have
waited
your
until
fan? Did you have the fan when you were when you were answering him?
when
It
I,
seems to give you a lot of confidence.
I was sitting in my bed and I said, "Don't do it."
Don't do it.
No, I didn't have the fan. So what I
Well,
did
maybe you
was,
should carry that with you.
I really should, eh?
Yeah.
So what I did was I waited until 9 p.m. to message him back. And I said, "You know what? It's okay. I'm gonna go out by myself. Have a good night." And he goes, "Well, I can meet you there. I'll be there for 9:30. Are you out right now?" And I said, "Yes."
9:30? Why does it
Yeah,
keep going back and back and back?
exactly. And I
Weird.
said, "Yeah." And he was like, "I'll meet you there if you're out." I said, "No, it's okay. I'm having a really good time by myself. I'm getting a lot of attention. So don't bother." And meanwhile, I'm in home in bed eating crackers. Rice crackers. So
Not not getting any attention at all.
not getting any attention whatsoever.
Well, that's good
Actually,
though. I think
I
that's a really
know.
good thing. Good job. I'm proud of you.
Thanks. So that's where I had, I didn't have the patience anymore to keep up. Like I can't keep pushing my time back. I
Mhm,
thought it was a waste of time
mhm.
at that part. And I said I was really looking forward to this and you really let me down.
Just think as you
And
get
then
older, it'll
yeah.
just get less and less. God.
I don't think the world's ready for that yet.
No, I don't know. How's that gonna go?
I don't know. I'm not might not have a lot of friends.
Ugh.
What I also really don't like is if I'm waiting for people, we agreed to meet somewhere for a certain time, and I'm waiting 20 minutes. Like I was almost about to leave somewhere, and like because I couldn't take it anymore. Agreed on this time,
Yeah,
5 minutes.
yeah.
Okay, 5 minutes is fine. 10 minutes,
Mm,
I'm ordering a drink.
mm.
15 minutes, I'm texting you and saying if you're not here in the next five, I'm leaving, which I did. And then 20-minute mark, they walked in through that door and I said, "You're so fucking lucky," because 1 second past that.
Oh, you disappeared again.
uh,
Oh my
I
god.
don't know
What is
why.
that? It keeps flashing up that you're having slow internet or something, so I don't know what's going on with
That's what
that.
mine says about you. Fuck
Oh.
you.
Oh, is mine slow?
I have well, that's what it pops up on my screen for you that yours
Oh,
is slow.
okay. That's weird.
Yeah. I'm having a little patience with this microphone.
Yeah, we're getting a little impatient here. Well, I think that what you should do is, make sure when you're getting impatient that it's a situation that 'cause, you know what? Stress kills you too, I think, and anxiety and just getting worked up. It does kill
Yeah.
you. It can make your blood pressure get high, and cause problems. So, I think you should take situation by situation and just go, "Is this even worth?" And I'm also at that point too in my life. So, even though I do have less patience, I actually react even less to stuff because I just look at it now and think, is it worth my getting all riled up and upset about it? And
I
most of
think
it isn't.
those are really wise words.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
my Apple Watch, I really like my Apple Watch because it says, "Oh, your heart rate's really high right now.
Mhm.
Um, think about taking a breath." and then there's like a
Yeah.
breathing app to do like a 3-minute breathing exercise.
Mhm.
And so when that pops up, because my heart's going 145 beats per minute and I'm
Mhm.
not exercising, so that's a reminder for me to breathe and to be
Right.
like, "You're fine.
Yeah.
This isn't affecting you that
Yeah.
much."
Yeah. Right. Exactly, and I think if you do that in each situation where you start feeling most situations don't deserve the, um, the stress and the getting upset. Most
Yeah,
situations. Some do, and you can't always not react. I do react to some things, and but it takes a lot, and now I take the time to determine, is this worth it?
yeah,
For me, because who's getting upset about it? That's the other thing. If you're in a situation, say, with a coworker or a spouse, who is the one being affected? Is it them or you? And if it's
yeah.
you being affected by your own stress and anger, and they're just sitting there laughing or going, "Oh, whatever, who cares what she says?" Or then what's the point, right?
That's true.
Hmm.
But when you live your life like I do as an improv group, you got to react. It's always a yes and. So that's
Right.
where I need
Okay.
to have a reaction to someone's action or else the movie won't go on. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay. I
I'm just
see. I don't know. No, I don't. Are you living in a movie?
well, I don't pay this camera crew to follow me for nothing.
Imagine if you were paying them. That would be
all these
funny.
all these CCTV cameras around
Yeah,
filming me for
yeah.
free.
Mhm,
Like, might as
mhm.
well get something out of it.
Well, I think patience
Yeah,
is a virtue, and I think that you sadly have genetically received some impatience. So how you deal with that over your lifetime will be interesting.
I hope I'm able to control it. That's the goal. I really try to breathe. At the end of the day, too, I'll self reflect. This is a big thing. And people are only human, so I try not to judge myself too hard. But I always look back and say, you know what? I could have handled that situation differently.
Mhm.
And then I apply that to the next time I'm in a similar situation or the exact same one. So that way I don't come out of it feeling bad.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It is a good idea to reflect on your behavior and on situations so that the next time you can
Yeah,
and you can actually change other people's behavior by changing your own.
that's
So
so
if
true.
you don't react to something, the same way as you always do, because people get to know you or do already know you, they expect a certain thing from you. So they
Yeah,
look for that, and whether it be good, positive, or negative. So when you have that reaction, they're getting what they want. So often, if you're having an impatient reaction with somebody, try changing it around and changing your attitude and the way you respond, and you may find that they're not really getting on your nerves anymore because they're not getting that response
yeah.
anymore. So it's that's an interesting little tool that I learned watching YouTube therapy videos.
That's well, those YouTube videos are really coming in handy right now.
Because I have someone in my life that challenges me sometimes.
I wonder who.
So I spend time trying to figure that out and change my reactions and do things like that. Yeah.
Well, see, I just tend to not to talk to people like that. I'm just kidding.
Mm,
Anyways, I think that was a great conversation
I
about
think so
patience.
too. Wow. Okay, another 48 minutes under the belt.
Wow. And if you're still listening, I commend you for having the patience to sit here and listen to this whole
Yes,
entire thing.
exactly.
And thanks for putting up with us.
Mhm, thank you.
Okay, have a great day, everybody.
Bye.